Coach Manny Nowak on Don't Fear Failure. Hello, it's Coach Manny with you again, and always here to create a better world for all of us. It's great to be here. It's 2011. I'm pumped up. Are you? I know you are. Today we're going to talk about failure and the fear of it. I know there's so much of that out there. We always talk about success and the positive, but you know, to create success, you have to go through failure. And sometimes you have to go through an immense amount of failure in order to create success. I tried it once. How many have tried it once? One time I tried to get a job at IBM and they wouldn't hire me. One time I tried to get a job at Microsoft and they wouldn't hire me. And you know, I guess they didn't want me. If you want to work somewhere, and I know there's people out there looking for it, if you find a company, this is where I want to work, then you're going to have to try if you fail. If they don't hire you the first time, you try again and again and again and again until you get that job if you want it that bad. You know, how many times do we talk about how bad do you want it? I tried to get in once. Same thing. I used to sell software development to Fortune 1000 companies. And you know, that's a tough sale. Anyone out there who sells to the Fortune 1000 knows it's a tough road getting in. And if you have that kind of attitude where, well, I didn't work, so I guess we can take that count off our list. You know, there's only 1,000 there, and 1,000's a big number, but if you go through everyone once, you're not going to get any business. Twice, probably still not. 3 times, 4 times, 10 times, who knows? And pretty soon you don't have any lists left. You have to keep trying and trying and trying. It's a long cycle. The interesting thing I have to share with you is that whenever I got into an account and it was like 18 months or longer of process, the person always said, you know what, Manny? You're so persistent. I had to give you a shot. You're so persistent. I had to give you a shot. Keep going. Keep going. What about, I sent it to 3. What does that mean? Ha! I don't even remember what that means. I better look at my notes here. Let's see. How many of you read the article today? I'm like, bam. I lost that one. I'm sorry. How about people out there who are doing books? I sent this to 3 publishers. And you know what? They didn't like my book. Yeah? You know how many bestsellers out there get sent to I don't know how many publishers and get turned down? And if the person quit, what would happen? Come on, failure makes us great. We have to fail. I want to share the Sylvester Stallone story with you. Now, some of you may have heard it. It's a great story. Sylvester Stallone's this great, impressive star today. But he too had to start somewhere. And Stallone was really down. He didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. He didn't have much left at all. He had a screenplay for Rocky that he was trying to sell out there. And he was trying and he wasn't getting any buyers. And finally he got someone who was interested, willing to give him $125,000 for the screenplay. Now this is a person who doesn't have anything. Doesn't that make you say, well, yeah. But the problem was, Stallone wanted to play Rocky in the movie. And this particular studio who wanted to offer him the money wasn't going to cast him in that role. And you know, he turned it down. He walked away, he turned it down, and he kept going. And finally he found someone who was willing to pay him $100. Pay him, I think it was less than that actually, but give him the starring role. The point there is real simple, isn't it? If you want it, you go for it. And when you fail, you keep going. And even though you're down, and I know some of us are down out there right now, the economy's beat us up, but we don't quit. I'll share a couple quotes with you. From the first one from Dr. Zimmerman. The only time you really fail is when you make a mistake and you don't learn from it. That comes from Dr. Alan Zimmerman, and I love his stuff. I got a couple of his quotes today. But when we don't learn from it, make a mistake and don't learn. Make a mistake and don't learn. I think that's insanity if I'm not. I think so. Take your mistakes. The more you learn from it, the sharper, better, smarter, quicker you're going to be. He who never fails has never tried. From my friend Og Mandino. I love this guy. If you haven't read his stuff, go read some of his stuff, especially that little book about salespeople. If you never fail, you never try. How many people spend a lifetime talking about what they're going to do, and then they're old, and they never get there? Go do it. It's better to do it and fail than to never do it. Failure is not falling down. It's staying down. Again, another one from Dr. Alan Zimmerman. Sometimes we get rocked pretty hard. I remember at the 9/11, I was in the trade show industry, and we got rocked really hard. And it took a long time for some of us to get back on our feet. But you got to get back up. And you got to say, okay, what I learned, let's go on. There's no failure except in no longer trying. From Albert Hubert. If you stop trying, you're done. If you stop trying, you're done. Yeah, maybe you've gone through a tremendous amount the last 2 years. Okay, now what? Now what? You're going to keep right on going, right? And finally, I love George Burns. And George Burns said, I would rather fail doing something I love than succeed at something I hate. And we all love George, don't we? So, forget that negative. I think our society doesn't teach us this enough. Failure creates success. You want to climb to the top? You got to fall. You want to climb to the top? You got to fall again and again. It's part of the game. It's how it happens. So for those out there who have failed a lot, don't worry about it. Just get up, learn what you can, and keep right on going. This is going to be a great year for you. Go get them. 2010. This is Coach Manny Nowak. There's our contact information. Get into our Success Club. It's the place to be. It's the place that can make you move. There's our phone number. Call us. If you got a question, call me. I want to talk to you. I want to talk about success. So don't worry about those failures. This is Coach Manny saying, have a great week. When you fail, get up, learn, and go on. Thank you. Coach Manny Nowak. Don't fear failure. And don't forget to check us out and check out the Success Team and move yourself, your company, and your life to new levels of success.